Greetings, pod fans! About 1,000,000 years ago, in the far-off time of 2002, a young Lord of the Rings obsessed pod saw a magazine in a shop, and the name of that, it was issue 1 of Battle Games in Middle-earth. If you watch my previous video, you'll know that I'm just recently after getting into painting things. I had shown off that many years ago I did some stuff with Space Marines, and it wasn't very good. But when I was having a look around, I found my very first attempt at painting something. Because in this Battle Games of Middle-earth, I have so many things. But in the first issue, you got 4 paints, and you got some Goblin warriors. I painted some of them, and it turned out bad. And I think at that moment, I decided that I didn't have the patience for painting, I wasn't good at it, and I would just never do it. So I have a ton of unpainted Lord of the Rings miniatures because I liked collecting them and putting them together and having them stand, but I was like, I can't paint them, it's impossible. So here is probably the very first miniature I ever attempted to paint. And today, 20 years on, I've decided to just hop on in and try again. So that we can compare the two at the end. How fun is that? In my previous video I got given out to for not thinning my paints, so you might see here in the time-lapse that I got myself a wet palette. That was already the plan, but yeah, that one comment really hit me. So I'm using a couple of different colours. Corvus Black, Corax White, Lauren Forest, Dryad Bark, Corn Red, and a bunch of other ones that I'll add in later. So yeah, while I was doing this, I took a look for some reference images because I wanted to see how it was shown in the magazine or how I was expected to paint these, and that's how I came across this. It is the Games Workshop store where they are still selling these exact same models. It's been 20 years since I got it in a magazine, and they're still selling these things. That's insane. It's madness, but it's cool. It gave me a nice reference image that I could almost follow along. It was really interesting coming to something like this because this miniature is so much smaller than anything I have been painting over the past while. Compared to Space Marines, it is maybe a third of the size, and all of the details are just tiny. But I got through it, and now you get to see how groovity cool it looks. Yeah, look at that comparison. Obviously, one of these was painted 20 years ago, the other was painted today. I'm quite happy with it. I have a couple more of these, so I think what I'm going to do is, I've only just started my adventure in painting, really, so as I get more skill and do more, I'll probably do a follow-up video on this, where I just paint another one. Paint another one of these goblins, use the skills that I gain over the next X amount of time where I'm making things, and we'll see how I improve even just from today. This was really cool. As I mentioned, I have a ton of these models just like around the place, so maybe I'll start painting a bunch of Lord of the Rings things at some stage, but they are kind of just in toolboxes, so finding unbroken ones is a big adventure, because when I finally decided to put them away, I wasn't really caring a whole load and didn't expect to pick up painting anytime soon. But yes, here is my little man. Look at how small that is. It's hard to get the context, but like the details are just small. But yeah, I had a great time doing this. I am excited to do more painting. I am going to do at least 1 or 2 other videos where I paint Space Marines like ducks, so look out for that, hopefully soon. But yeah, this was fun, it was different, and yeah, this model has been sitting waiting for the last 20 years. It was picked off a sprue 20 years ago, and only today was it coloured. And I love him. He's pretty good. I'm proud of this. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. But yeah, it's cool to come back to something after, like, you know, I'm 30 now. I was 10 when I got that magazine, and I'm now, like, have some idea of what painting is. And even with that, I have so much more to learn. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will talk to you all soon. Sloan.